Hi everyone, it's Ken from Whispering Souls. So today I would like to talk about hooks and how they affect us and where they come from. Excuse me, jeez. Okay, so hooks are basically a spiritual connection between two people that love each other or have loved each other. Typically what you'll have is when a child is conceived in the mother, the hook is created. It's a very strong hook. Obviously, the two of you talk together over the next 9 months or so. It's why cravings are started from the child saying, "I don't like the food you're giving me. Give me something new." And people say when a lady's pregnant that she glows, and the reason for that is she has her aura and she has the child's aura, and therefore you're glowing because you have double the energy. So when the two are separated, there's obviously that depression because it no longer has all that energy in her, and then the two entities are separated. However, when they're separated, there's that very strong hook that's between them. Sometimes I often refer to as the personal mediumship, where you're able to think of something and the other one picks it up. This all occurs through hooks. Every person you meet creates a hook. Sometimes they're different though. If it's a loving hook, it'd be a very white hook, very, a big hook, a very thick cable that will allow you to put stuff through. Somebody is a friend that you like would be more like a gray hook, which is kind of like a temporary hook. But sometimes, we meet people that, we love and they become big hooks, and then you divorce, you start hating them for whatever reason, and they turn into black hooks. And a black hook basically means, I don't like this person. However, the one thing we don't do is we don't get rid of these hooks. So you may have an ex that's standing there, or may even be listening in on you, not realizing he is, but he may suddenly feel something like you would with a personal hook, and then call you up and say, "Hey, what's wrong with the kid? What are you up to?" They get an insight into what's going on around you, just through thoughts. Just like, you think you want a pizza, then all of a sudden he thinks of it. Well, it's the same thing. You have that hook to him that will create the communication level between the two. So it's really important, because these hooks are around us for a very long time, that we learn how to get rid of them. And there's a few ways that we can get rid of them. And most of this obviously is spiritual work. The simplest way is just, think of your spirit guide and say, "Hey, can you get rid of all the black hooks? Because I don't need them anymore. They're dragging me down. They're making me, nervous. They give me anxiety." You get anxiety for no apparent reason. You're trying to figure where that anxiety is coming from. It could be from one of the hooks, because somebody that you've known is now being, talking about you, or has negativity about you, which gets translated down that hook, which makes you anxious. The other hook through is meditation. And the meditation, again, is something that some people can use, some people can't. Depends on how old you are in the spiritual world. So the one thing is you have to visualize them. You have to kind of close your eyes. You can vision your body. And then, as you see the hooks, you can just pull them out of you. It doesn't cause any pain or anything else. It just disconnects you from the other person. Most people can do it through the spirit guide. You just ask them, says, there's some black hooks around me. Can you remove them for me, because I want to be happier. I don't want to have this anxiety around me. And your spirit guide will do that. Third way, obviously, is going to see a psychic or a medium that can get rid of the hooks. Should not charge any further money than they already are. It's a very simple thing. They just visualize it, they see them, and they just pull them out. So there's no reason for you to go see a psychic just to do that, because they'll probably charge you for it, and that's just a very simple exercise for even you to do it. Even those people who can't visualize can do it. They simply have to feel around their body, and they'll feel it. The spiritual bodies. They don't have to see it. And my son has a different way of doing it too, is that he knows there's hooks on him, especially from an ex-girlfriend, so he would just literally walk through fire. Imagine himself walking through fire, then all of a sudden they get burnt off. It's all intent. It's all how you feel comfortable doing them, how you feel that they're actually done. And you might find actually that, after you do them, you might find a whole sense of relief, because all that negative chatter that's coming around from these hooks will suddenly disappear, and you'll be able to take a deep breath and say, now I feel better. So that's about what I have for hooks. Like I said, there's the 3 types. The one that's the friend you may or may not want to get rid of. That's why they're gray. But again, grays can also bring through negativity. But the ones you really want to get rid of is the black ones. The ones that have, people you no longer want to communicate with. People that you want to keep out of your life. People who you don't want to receive negativity from them when you're not expecting. And those are the ones that you really need to get rid of for you to find less anxiety, less discomfort. You might get better sleeping by getting rid of them, because when you sleep, you're constantly getting all this bombarded by this information. So again, those are what hooks are. Your main hook, obviously, is the one that's between you, your body, and your spiritual body. That's also a hook. Most people call it the silver cord, or just the spiritual cord to you. That is considered a hook. And that's the hook between your body and your spiritual body. And that one, the only time it's ever severed is when you pass over. That's when somebody comes in and they'll cut it to free you from your body. And then your body will die because it no longer has the energy from the spiritual world. But that's a different type of hook. But the main hook that I'm referring to is the ones that you're hooked by negative people. Anyway, so I hope that helps you in some way. Do some meditations. Ask your spirit guide to remove them. If you want, just imagine yourself, if you can, walking through fire. Or doing what you feel is very comforting for you to burn off it or remove it. White light will remove it. Maybe. White light's more protective. So it's maybe not. It really depends on how you use it, but won't work for me. It's just one of those things that when you find something that will remove negativity from you, then that's how you use it. So anyway, take care, and leave me some comments on what you think. Take care, everyone. Bye.